Okay, so now we're going to connect this to the area model. Part of me is wondering whether we should do this first because it's very concrete, but I also feel like the expanded form is really on our heads, and so I want to kind of try that first, but maybe this is going to be what clinches it for kids, and so you can always return to this if kids are having trouble with the lesson from the day before from now on. You're going to let them grapple with this problem using square tiles. Actually let them count them and try to arrange them. Talk about how you can arrange tiles, how many tiles would be in each row. And then you want to have this conversation, and you want to kind of draw this out of the conversation. Most people weren't able to solve this problem right off the bat. They had to start taking a few of the tiles and putting them in rows. Let's show what that looks like in graph paper. And maybe if they didn't do this, you can make up, maybe somebody took 6 and put them in rows of 3, right? And then maybe somebody took another 6 and put them in rows of 3. And they kept doing it that way. That was another 6 rows of 3. Oops, sorry, let me fix that. It should be a different color. Right, another 6 in rows of 3. And now they did 24, and then they did another 6, and then they had 3 left, so they did 3 more. Right? This helps us get to the entire rectangle now being, let's count. Here are my rows of 3. I did 6 in rows of 3, there were 2 in each row. 6 in rows of 3, there were 2 in each row. 6 in rows of 3, there were 2 in each row. 6 in rows of 3, there were 2 in each row. And then 3 in rows of 3, and there's 1 in each row. And all together, look what I got. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 in each row. 33. Wait, is that right, you guys? Did I mess that up? Was it 33 we had to do? 39. My bad. 6, 12, 18, 24. Oops. I'm so sorry. I'm just making this mistake. 30. You'll do 36, and then 3 more. Anyway, you'll do all this work, right? Sorry, I know this is kind of hard to see. So, you end up getting, to make your 33, you end up getting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, sorry, 13 rows. You draw that out. Maybe let's draw it out underneath. $33 divided into 3 rows is 13 in each row. Sorry, you guys, that wasn't the very best I could have done there. But, right, what we used, and kids aren't going to realize this until you explain it, is we used the partial product method, right? Instead of thinking of all the 33, we thought of it as 6 divided by 3, right? And then 6 divided by 3. And 6 divided by 3, and on and on and on. You write it all the way out, right? We could have done, maybe you said, oh, I know 30. Let's erase all this. I know that 30 in 3 rows is 10. Let me do 30. $30 is here, the total amount in 3 rows is 10. That leaves me 9. 9 in 3 rows is 3. Look what I get. To divide 33 all together, 33 divided by 3 is 10 and 3, 13. Let's write this out. And so you're going to write it out as 33 divided by 9 is the same as, right? Oops, sorry, it was 39. I keep doing this, you guys. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Is the same as 30 and 9. Oh my God, divided by 3. This is why we rehearse, right? Which is 30 divided by 3 and 9 divided by 3. And we're going to show that, look, with our area model. In this case, notice, they're not telling us the length and width. They're telling us the total amount of squares, and we have to work backwards. That's because it's division. And so now you're going to do this here. How can we draw 75 divided by 5? And you have to leave the squares behind, because otherwise, honestly, with the squares, it's almost too easy. You don't see the partial quotients you're doing. But if you're trying to draw 75 divided by 5, you're going to kind of have to figure, well, I know 5 by 5 is 25. And then another 25. And then another 25, maybe. That's 5 and 5 and 5 in each row. So now, if I was going to draw my new duplicate, right, 75 with 5 rows is going to be 5, 10, 15. Do you see that? Let's write out what we did. And you're going to write it all out. 75 divided by 5. How did we really do it? We really did it as 25 divided by 5 plus 25 divided by 5 plus 25 divided by 5. And that's really the work of this day, is just using the thing to show those partial quotients. It kind of helps you check your work. I'll fix this so it's not 696, seeing as how that's impossible to do. And the IP looks like this, except for that sometimes they're already drawn for you, and you need to write what division it represents. So that should be pretty good.